The most unfair thing you can do for yourself and for everyone around you, especially for those who place high expectations on you, is to allow unhappiness to take over your life. Your happiness should not be tied to the opinions and actions of others, as doing so makes you a hostage to their expectations. In this scenario, your joy and well-being become dependent on the approval or disapproval of others, turning you into a prisoner of your own insecurities. When your happiness is dictated by others, you relinquish control over your own contentment, allowing external voices to shape your perception of happiness. Instead of seeking external validation, it is crucial to cultivate internal happiness, staying true to yourself and your own emotional needs. Only by doing so can you live according to your own values and desires, rather than as a reflection of others' expectations. If you find yourself surrounded by multiple internal voices, with different people seemingly occupying your mental space, this is a clear sign that something needs to be adjusted in your life. These voices may be reflections of the expectations, opinions, and external pressures you carry with you. When there is more than one voice trying to speak at the same time, it can indicate that you are allowing others' influences to take control over your own thoughts and feelings. To find true peace and clarity, it is essential to silence these external voices and prioritize your own inner voice. This is the voice that knows your true needs, desires, and values, and can guide you with authenticity and wisdom. By listening to and following this inner voice, you create a healthier and more balanced mental and emotional space. Following your own voice is the best company you can have, as it is the only one that truly reflects who you are and what you genuinely need to be happy and fulfilled. It has been found that approximately 85% of the global population suffers from low self-esteem, a problem deeply rooted in experiences of rejection, neglect, and abuse. These factors can leave lasting scars, shaping how a person sees and values themselves. Rejection, whether in the family, social, or professional environment, can erode confidence and self-image, making a person feel inadequate or unworthy of love and respect. Neglect, in turn, can lead to feelings of devaluation and abandonment, where the lack of attention and care causes a person to doubt their own worth. Abuse, in its various forms, can inflict deep damage to self-esteem, resulting in traumas that affect not only how a person sees themselves, but also how they interact with the world around them. Confronting low self-esteem is crucial because its effects extend beyond just emotional well-being. A lack of self-esteem can severely impact the quality of your life, influencing relationships, professional performance, and even physical health. Mental health issues, such as anxiety and depression, often have roots in diminished self-esteem. Therefore, it is essential to seek support and work on strengthening your self-esteem to improve your quality of life and promote more balanced and healthy mental health. Understanding life in this way can be a powerful ally in overcoming moments when you feel undervalued. The key lies in recognizing that true importance resides in what happens within you. Joy and sadness, after all, originate internally. They are reflections of the emotional and mental state you cultivate within yourself. If joy is within you, why can't it be present constantly? The reality is that we often fail to give adequate attention and care to our internal well-being. We ignore or neglect the maintenance of this internal joy, allowing external factors and daily influences to overshadow the natural brilliance that resides within us. It is crucial to create practices and habits that nourish and sustain this internal joy, rather than relying on external circumstances for our happiness. By caring for and valuing what is inside you, you strengthen your ability to maintain a lasting sense of well-being, regardless of the challenges you may face. The greatest injustice you can do for yourself and everyone around you is to allow yourself to live in unhappiness. Unhappiness, beyond being an emotional burden, is also a reflection of inefficiency in life, a sign that something essential is out of tune. Your mind, with all its complexity and sophistication, is a magnificent mechanism, full of potential and depth. However, we often do not fully understand how it functions. Instead, we tend to use our minds instinctively or casually, without the necessary awareness and intention to explore and harness its true power. When we act impulsively or without reflection, we miss the opportunity to understand and direct our emotions and thoughts more effectively. The lack of awareness about how the mind operates can lead us to live in a state of unhappiness that could be avoided with a more intentional and thoughtful approach. Therefore, it is vital to begin exploring and understanding the internal workings of the mind so you can transform unhappiness into an opportunity for growth and evolution, creating a more fulfilling and balanced life. I'm not referring to controlling your mind, but rather liberating it from the distractions and addictions that confine it. Controlling the mind and body might seem like a solution to maintain control over your experience, but in reality, it can end up limiting your potential and the richness of your experiences. When you attempt to rigidly control every aspect of your mind and body, you restrict yourself to a narrow space, missing the opportunity to explore and expand your horizons. True excellence comes from surpassing these limitations and allowing yourself to experience life in a more open and fluid manner. Thus, the approach you should adopt is one of liberation, not control. Free yourself from the shackles of distractions and addictions that cloud your mental and emotional clarity. By doing so, you create space for a fuller and more authentic life experience, where you can connect more deeply with your essence and potential. Instead of trying to control the mind, let it flow freely, allowing yourself to truly excel by exploring and taking advantage of all the opportunities life has to offer. Over time, you develop a body and a mind, powerful tools that, if used wisely, can work extraordinarily in your favor. When you learn to make the most of these tools, they become more effective and beneficial for your life. For instance, in my case, I am in constant contact with people, working about 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yet, even with this intense pace, I have discovered that when I close my eyes, the world around me simply stops. The world ceases to exist for me in that moment, creating a space of silence and introspection where I can find peace and clarity. This essence of pause and introspection is something you should consider bringing into your own life. We all need to recognize that there is a distinction between objective reality and the personal impressions we carry about that reality. Reality is what it is, but the impressions we form about it are shaped by our perceptions and individual experiences. If you want to do something effectively, the first step is to understand the situation as it truly is, without the distortions and biases that our impressions may bring. From this clear understanding, you can act more appropriately and in alignment with the true nature of things, maximizing your chances of success and satisfaction. In the human mind, there are three main components that play distinct roles: perception, memory, and imagination. Often, people struggle to separate these aspects, which can lead to confusion and distraction. Perception is what we experience in the present moment. It is our direct experience of the reality around us. Memory, on the other hand, deals with what has already passed, storing recollections and learnings from past events. Imagination, in turn, is the realm where we create and project future possibilities and hypothetical scenarios. To maintain mental clarity, it is crucial to recognize and manage the different facets of our mind. While perception is the only part of the mind that can directly handle present reality, memory and imagination deal with the past and the future, respectively. To avoid confusion between these dimensions and keep the mind focused on the present, certain methods can be adopted. Techniques like meditation and mindfulness help anchor your attention in the current moment, allowing you to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting lost in reveries about the past or the future. These practices foster greater awareness and control over the mind, facilitating the maintenance of mental clarity that is essential for a balanced and conscious life. If the memory of who you are, your past experiences, and your upbringing invade your mind, you risk losing perception of what is happening in the present. Memory is not the current reality. It refers to events and experiences that no longer exist, having transformed into recollections. When memory starts to dominate your thinking, you may find yourself immersed in reflections about the past, causing your attention to shift away from the present. This happens because the mind, by fixating on memories, can become a constant field of influence that affects how you perceive and react to the current moment. Remembrances and interpretations of the past can create filters that distort your view of the present, making you focus more on what has been experienced rather than what is occurring now. This phenomenon can lead to a disconnection from immediate reality, impairing your ability to respond appropriately to current situations. Therefore, it is essential to cultivate a practice of mindfulness and self-observation to keep your perception clear and focused on the present, allowing you to experience reality as it truly is, without the interference of past recollections. Today, there is ample scientific and medical evidence demonstrating that the body and mind function optimally when you are at peace. This state of serenity is crucial for both physical and mental balance and effectiveness. The process to achieve this peace is, in essence, quite simple. The key is to clearly distinguish what is you and what is not. What you associate with yourself over time tends to become an intrinsic part of who you are. If you identify certain thoughts, feelings, or experiences as part of your identity, they can eventually cause disturbance and suffering. The root of this suffering often lies in the body and mind themselves, which can become overwhelmed by these identifications and associations. By bringing this distinction into your life, you become more aware of what truly forms part of your essence and what is merely an external influence or mental construct. This clarity allows you to better manage your reactions and feelings, reducing the impact of disturbances and enhancing your ability to use your body and mind more effectively. With this approach, you can promote greater internal harmony and more effective functioning, maximizing your well-being and ability to face challenges in a balanced manner. Self-doubt is a significant obstacle to self-esteem and often arises when close individuals begin to question your choices and decisions. Allowing these external voices to influence your thinking actually restricts your growth and potential. The criticism and doubt coming from outside can undermine the confidence you have in yourself and your abilities. When you find yourself in constant internal conflict between two voices, one positive and one negative, it's not necessarily a sign of something wonderful or complex. It can actually indicate a more serious issue. This internal duality often reflects deep-seated insecurity and an internal conflict that needs to be addressed. The positive voice represents your desire for self-confidence and success, while the negative voice symbolizes doubts and fears that emerge in response to external criticisms and personal insecurities. If these voices are in constant confrontation, it may signal that you are allowing external influences to shape your self-image and decisions. To overcome this difficulty, it is essential to strengthen trust in your own inner voice and learn to distinguish between what genuinely resonates with your personal truth and what is merely a reflection of others' opinions. Working to reduce this duality and build a solid foundation of self-confidence will enable you to move forward with greater clarity and determination. When you hear many voices within you and experience a multiplicity of voices in one body, it indicates a fundamental problem. The body and mind are meant to operate with a single voice, your own. Allowing additional voices, whether they are representations of the ego, imaginary concerns, or other influences, to manifest in your mind creates internal cacophony that can distract and confuse you. It is crucial to silence these extra voices to restore internal clarity and harmony. Think of your intelligence as a knife. You want it to be sharp and effective, not dull. If you hold it by the wrong end or use it irresponsibly, you risk harming yourself. Similarly, a sharp and well-directed mind is a powerful tool for decision-making and deep understanding. However, when your intelligence is burdened by a variety of conflicting internal voices, it can become a source of suffering and confusion. Many people struggle with their own intelligence, grappling with thoughts and concerns that only complicate their life experience. Sometimes, if we could remove half of the mental complexity, we might find a more tranquil peace. This is a paradox. Often we complain about a gift as valuable as our intelligence, which should enhance our lives but ends up being a burden. To fully harness intelligence as a gift, it's essential to learn to silence unnecessary voices and focus on mental clarity and effectiveness. The solution to this complexity is indeed surprisingly simple, though it may seem challenging. Acknowledge that everything happening in your life, whether good or bad, is a result of your own responsibility. When you accept this fundamental truth, you take on the full responsibility for your experiences and decisions. This understanding makes you the only person with the power to influence and direct your own life. You have only one life to live, and it's crucial to ensure that you're truly living the life you want. External influences, whether societal expectations, criticisms, or various pressures, might try to shape your path, but the ultimate responsibility for your choices and the direction of your life lies solely with you. You are the only one who can give true meaning to your own existence. Therefore, it is essential to have the courage to live according to your own dreams and values, seeking personal fulfillment and not allowing external forces to limit you. Don't let opinions or external pressures define your path or your happiness. The responsibility is in your hands, and through this responsibility you can sculpt a full and authentic life that aligns with who you truly are. If this video has brought value and inspiration to you, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, Seeds of Mystic Wisdom. This way, you'll continue to receive meaningful content that can support your journey towards a more conscious and fulfilling life. Your transformation towards a fuller and more authentic life begins now.